You're welcome to this class. In this class, we want to look at word problems. Word problems is one of the topics that gives students problems. You can see problems. And anytime students see questions on word problems, they're always switched off. Why? So it's maybe because the topic itself is somehow scary, and I want to demystify that in this video. So I would like you to just sit down and calm your nerves. Pay attention to details in this video. I'll be explaining things in details for you. So firstly, we're going to look at meaning of word problems. Then we look at steps involved in solving word problems. What are the steps? When you see questions on word problems, what are you expected to do? So we look at that and we look at example on that. Now we might not go deep into examples in this video. This video is just about basic introduction to it and some basic things you need to understand about word problems. So when we talk about word problems, in the actual sense, we are trying to come up with application to some basic concepts that you have learned in mathematics. You have learned addition, you have learned subtraction, you have learned multiplication and division, and some other concepts you can think of in mathematics. So application of that to real life situation is what we refer to as word problems. So one of my colleagues was saying some times ago that so we need to change this topic from word problems to application to real life, so that you will not be afraid of when you hear the word problems. You're switched off. Don't switch off. Just calm your nerves. It's very simple. Because when you apply something to real life, it should be something that should be able to do very well. So that is that on the meaning of word problems. Application of concept in mathematics to real life situation. That is what we want to look at under word problems. Then we look at steps involved. When you see a question that involves when it's words, instead of us to write 2 multiplied by 2, no, it will not come in this form. It will be written in words. So how do you explain that? How do you demystify that? How do you solve that problem? That is steps involved. So let's look at the steps involved. In other words, when you come across word problems, so you are expected, or what that is trying to test from you is that you are trying to apply your cognitive skills to a particular problem. So what do I mean by that? You are applying your mental ability, your mental skills to solve a problem. So what does that mean is that you should be able to understand the questions in details. Then apart from that, you should be able to bring out the area you're expected to solve there. What is it asking you to do? So you must be able to identify that by reading the question. You'll be able to do, okay, this question is asking me for this, is asking me for that. So that is the second one. Third one is that the information given in the question, you should be able to use those information to solve the problem. So I've mentioned 3 things now. So when you have 4 problems, they're asking you to use your cognitive skills, your mental skills, your ability to interpret things, right? So how? Number 1, you should be able to understand the questions in details. How do you understand the question in details if you cannot read it very well? You have to read it slowly and clearly to understand the question. So apart from that, you should be able to bring out the main question in the question in that problem. What is the question requesting from you to do? Right. So after that, the information provided in the question, you should be able to use those information to solve the problem. So that is that. So then we move to what are the steps involved in solving word problems. So that's the next thing we're going to look at now. All right. So here we want to look at the steps involved in solving word problems. So the first one, and I will use examples to explain each of these steps one by one. So the first one is read the question slowly and carefully. Very important. You don't have to rush when you are reading word problems. So you have to read it slowly and carefully. So just like this one, Emeka is twice as old as Dora, and Dora is 7 years older than Dupe. So if the sum of their ages is 38, how old is Dupe? You might read it once and you don't understand it. It's not a problem. So you can read it like twice or you read it thrice. So let's read it again. Emeka is twice as old as Dora. That means between Emeka and Dora, who is older? Right? That is Emeka. So if Dora is 2 years old, Emeka is 3 times the age of Dora. That is 6 years. Is that clear? So you can see we have started interpreting. And Dora is 7 years older than who? Dupe. So which is Dora is older than Dupe by how many years? 7 years. So if we know the age of Dupe, we should be able to know the age of Dora and be able to know the age of what? Emeka. So the question is, if the sum of their ages, if you add the sum of the 3 ages, Emeka, Dora, and Dupe together, you have what? 38. So how old is Dupe? That is the question. So that is the first part. Read question slowly and carefully. Number 2, underline the important sections in the question. So what are the important sections in this question? So Emeka is 3 times thrice the age of what? Dora. So Emeka is 3 times age of what? Dora. And Dora is 7 years older than who? Than Dupe. So it's thrice as old as what? Dora. You can see. So these are the important area here. Emeka is 3 times as old as Dupe, as Dora rather, and Dora is 7 years older than what? Dupe. So that is the sum of their ages. Sum of their ages now is also very important. How old is Dupe? Now that is that we'll be able to analyze the important aspect in this question. Then the third part is use letters to represent the unknown. That is what you are looking for. What are we looking for here? We are looking for the age of what? Dupe. We have started solving now. So it should now be let Dupe's age. Dupe's age be y. Right. Let Dupe's age be y. So we'll be able to use letter to represent the unknown. The unknown, that's what we are looking for, is Dupe's age. So the fourth one, change all the expressions because they are all words. They are not mathematical expressions. So into the same units when necessary. So if we have different units, if this one is talking about centimeters, this one is talking about units. So this one is not applicable to this one. So you have some questions that you have this one will be centimeters, while this one, another one will be meters. So you have to bring everything to a single unit, right? So that is what this one is talking about. So form equation from the given information. So from this given information, we're going to form equation now. We are going to form what? Equation. So in this case, we are going to start from the bottom because we cannot know the age of Dora without knowing the age of Dupe from this. So Emeka is twice as old as Dora, and Dora is 7 years older than Dupe. So if the sum of their ages is 38, how old is Dupe? So if we know we have already determined the age of Dupe by representing with y. So if the age of Dupe is what? Y. Now, so what will be the age of Dora? Dora is 7 years older than Dupe. So that means Dora now. Dora's age will be what? 7 years plus the age of Dupe. Age of Dupe is y. That will be y plus what? 7. Hope I'm making sense. Please take notes very well. Without the age of Dupe, you cannot know the age of what? Dora rather. So, and Dora is 7 years older than Dupe. That is, the age of Dupe plus 7 will give us the age of what? Dora. However, this one is clear now. So that is the next one. So the next one is Emeka is thrice as old as what? Dora. So that means this is the age of Dora. So Emeka now, age of Emeka. Emeka will then be Emeka's age will then be 3 times the age of what? That will be 3 multiplied by what? Y plus 7. That this is the age of Emeka. I've been able to interpret from the age of Dupe to this place to this place. The next one, if the sum of their ages, that is, we are adding sum here is telling us the addition of their ages. That is sum of their ages will then be age of Dupe, which is y, plus age of Dora, y plus 7. Age of Emeka, 3 into brackets y plus 7. So everything gives us 38. So you can see from this question now, we'll be able to form a equation from the given information to us. So we can, let's try to open this. So this will be y plus, this will be us y plus 7 plus 3y plus 3 times 7, 21. So everything together, this is 38. So y, 2y, 5y plus 28. So we can write it to be what? 5y plus 28 equals what? 38. So that is the sum of their ages, which is this one, sum of their ages. Let me put this on there first. Sum of their ages, which is this, equals what? 38. So we'll be able to do that. We have formed the equation from what? The given equation. So then solve the equation now. We're now going to solve this equation. We solve this equation to get an answer. We solve the equation now. We solve this equation. That we have 5y plus 28 equals to 38. So here we collect like terms. That 5y equals to 38 minus 28. So that 5y equals to what? Equals to 10. So next thing is to divide both sides by 5. By what? 5. So therefore y equals what? 2. So this means y, and don't forget Dupe's age is what? 2. So this means you can go that Dupe's age is 2, or we can say Dupe is 2 years old. They can ask us other questions here. So Dupe's age is 2 years old. That is the question. How old is Dupe? You'll be able to identify that. After solving it, then you can now use your solution tools, because you must be able to tell us the final answer. So if you stop here, you not get the full answer, because you have to express it in words. Because how old is Dupe? So Dupe is 2 years old. Simple. Hope that is clear now. Good. So they can ask us for that question as, okay, how old is Emeka? So we can get the age of Emeka. How old is Dora? So we just put the value of y in all these ones. So that means Dora is what? 9 years old. And Emeka is what? This is 3 times 9. That is 27. So this is what? 2. You can confirm your answer. You can check it. So 2 plus this, that is 11. 11 plus 27, 38, which gives us this answer. So that is that on word problems. This is just an introduction to word problems. So in the next video, we are now going to look at some terms. When you see this is the interpretation of this, how to interpret this, how to interpret that. So we look at some, we look at difference, we look at products, we look at combination of everything, look at some other things that has to do with word problems. And mind you, you see, this topic is, there's no a specific direction to it unless you need to follow these steps. And because the question will not come in the same form, it will come in different form. So it now depends on how often you practice questions and what problems that will make you to be able to solve them when you come across an exam. So that is our advice, that try as much as possible to solve as many as possible questions on this topic, because it's one of the topics that gives students problem. They hate it with passion. They don't want to hear about it. And it's so simple because it deals with real life situation. It's not abstract. It's not abstract. Something that we can feel, you can interpret. So this is where we're going to stop in this video. So subsequently we continue under this topic, and we'll be able to draw much on other terms there. So thank you very much for your time, and in the next video we continue. So if you are new to this channel, so we have so many valuable videos in this sense. So subscribe and turn on your notification bell, so that anytime I release videos like this, you'll be able to watch, to get notification of it, and watch it on time, so that it can help you with your math. So thank you very much. My name still remains Yakubu Karim. Thank you. Bye for now.